Guys, boy Benny. So the debate day is finally here, and now we are beginning to see exactly how rigged the debate is going to be against Donald Trump. And everybody is going on CNN and just straight up saying it. CNN don't like it. The rules that they have put in place to ensure that Donald Trump can't use his superpower, which is his quick wit, his humor, his ability to actually interject or to have one-off comments like, because you'd be in jail. Like, they're trying to get rid of that. Remember, Donald Trump telling Hillary Clinton, because you'd be in jail, was on a CNN debate. Anderson Cooper was the moderator. Watch.
Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact-checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact-checking because, you know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind the audience to please not talk out loud. Please do not applaud. You're just wasting time.
But now they are ensuring that these kind of things never happen again. And it is going to make for probably a less entertaining debate. But they're bringing forward now new technology to make sure that Donald Trump is muted during the entire debate. Watch.
We go behind the podiums, you can see two green lights. When they're on, they signal to the candidate his microphone is on. When the green lights are off, they signal to the candidate his microphone is off. Now I want to give you a sense of what it will look like for viewers at home if a candidate whose microphone is off interrupts a candidate whose microphone is on. So I'm standing at one podium, and I'll ask Phil to come in and take the other podium. And so let's say I'm answering a question. My light is green, and I'm speaking. Phil's microphone is off, and his green lights are not illuminated. He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like. My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
Let's try the opposite. My microphone is now on. Victor's microphone is off. And he's going to interrupt me. My volume remains constant, while Victor's interruption can be difficult to understand.
What they're going to do.
CNN's production team has shared this demonstration with the campaigns.
Okay, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to ensure that Donald Trump can't have his famous quick quips or punchlines, one-liners. The guy's been in entertainment for 50 years. He's really, really funny, and he actually still has a brainstem that works, so he could actually, you know, do these things. Joe Biden can't. But I could see this cutting both ways because now Joe Biden you'll have to listen to Joe Biden and his answers. And his answers are really, really bad. Like every single time Joe Biden is given an opportunity to speak. So speaking of an opportunity to speak, CNN doesn't like the fact that people have been noticing, just remember the superpower is noticing, that the moderators are themselves horribly anti-Trump, venomous, TDS, broke brain, comparing Trump to Hitler, sociopaths. It's quite plain and obvious. They're supercuts for days of how biased Jake Tapper and Dana Bash actually are. So expect them to use the mute button on Donald Trump a lot. Now, somebody had the actual cojones to go on CNN and say this, and that is Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy hopped on CNN. And it's a miracle. He didn't have his mic cut and his camera cut. But he hopped on CNN and said this entire debate is rigged, effectively, to their face. I give President Trump a lot of credit for agreeing to do this debate in the terms. Hosted by CNN, Atlanta, without a live audience, with the equivalent of Biden agreeing to a debate hosted by Fox News in front of an audience of 3,000 people in Alabama. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, could you imagine? I said this before. It's like Joe Biden agreeing to do a debate moderated by Tucker Carlson, except for Tucker Carlson never worked for the RNC. Jake Tapper has worked for the DNC. Jake Tapper's worked for Democrats, elected Democrats in Congress as their flack. So it's not the same, actually. But here's Vivek making that point very strongly on CNN. Amazing they didn't cut his mic.
Now, former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, sir, thank you so much for being with us. So people have been reporting that Donald Trump is bouncing debate ideas off of his potential vice presidential candidates. You are said to be on that list. What policy areas has he come to you for?
Look, I'm going to avoid any specific discussions I've had with President Trump, but talk about why I think this debate is going to be good for America if it's done the right way.
Have you had policy discussions with Donald Trump? recently?
I had conversations with Donald Trump before the debate, and I'll be in Atlanta this evening as well. But what I will say is, in my impression, Donald Trump is prepared on his own 2 feet for this debate. My best advice to him is be yourself. Don't do what anybody else tells you to do. He's served as president of the United States, and if this is about the policy records of both presidents, and if this is about their actual policy vision for the next 4 years, this debate is going to be good for America. If it's about relitigating past grievances or attacks or accusations on either candidate, I think it's going to be bad for America, and I think that's what's at stake tonight.
Yeah, and on the issue of policy, I am curious, because when you ran for president, one of the things you proposed was abolishing the FBI. What have you discussed with him on that front?
Look, what I said in the presidential campaign reflected my own views on reorganizing the administrative state. I think the people we elect to run the government are really no longer the ones who actually run the government, and that ought to be a nonpartisan issue. But for President Trump, the top areas of focus are the areas that matter to Americans right now: fixing the mass influx of illegal migration into this country, reviving the economy, and think about stable foreign policy as well. We're closer to World War III than we've ever been this century. It was very different under the Trump years, and I think that that should be the area of focus at the debate tomorrow night. I think that's what's affecting Americans at home. And the more this goes into relitigating personalities or past accusations, the worse it's going to be for the country. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully what is a policy-rich debate that actually informs Americans of facts they need. I'll also tell you something I told President Trump, and I'll tell you as well, is I give him a lot of credit for doing this debate on the terms that were effectively set by Biden. Hosted by CNN in Atlanta without a live audience would be the equivalent of Joe Biden agreeing to do a Fox News hosted debate in Alabama with 3,000 live audience members. So I give Donald Trump a lot of credit for that. If you're going to lead the country, you got to be able to show up, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, look, every aspect of this debate was agreed to by the Trump campaign, and, Jake and Dan are award-winning journalists who are relentlessly fair. They will do a fantastic job. The only presidential candidate Republican to lose Georgia in decades is Donald Trump, so Georgia's pretty friendly territory, or should be.
The reason we say it's amazing they didn't cut his mic is because Caroline Leavitt, who is the national spokesperson and press secretary for the Trump campaign, very powerful person, very important person. She was on CNN, and she brought up the fact that the debate is rigged because the anchors are rigged, and they cut her off. This was the clip of the week so far, showing you exactly a preview of how CNN's going to manage this debate.
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back.
Now, Donald Trump has also made some allusions to the fact that his vice president will be in the audience during the debate. Now, we've checked everywhere. We can't find an official list of who's going to be at the debate. We can find certain names, and one of those names is Vivek Ramaswamy. Is Vivek Ramaswamy the dark horse vice presidential candidate? Everybody sort of hinting at this. Wait a second. Vivek's at the debate. This is going to be interesting. Vivek has been helping Donald Trump in debate prep. We know this for a fact. Vivek is a great debater. Vivek Ramaswamy has gone toe-to-toe, obviously, with the RNC, the powers of the RNC, with Chris Cuomo, and absolutely destroyed the mainstream media in clips like this. Very, very Trump-esque, as many people say. And so what's going to happen? I guess we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we'll see. Well, as ever, we'll let the memes tell the story. This meme from the Dilly meme team. This is a banger. This was everywhere on my timeline yesterday.
Hello and welcome to the first 2024 presidential debate hosted by CNN. I am Jake Tapper, and somewhere around here is my colleague, Dana Bash. I'd like to set the ground rules to this debate. First off, Biden is allowed to speak whenever he wishes. We will have commercial breaks whenever Biden feels the urge so that his needs can be taken care of. This may or may not include naps, energy boosts, or a snack such as ice cream. On the other hand, Trump is not allowed to speak unless spoken to, and if he interrupts Joe speaking, we're automatically going to deduct 10 points from Trump and Dore. As the hall moderator of this debate, I can call it off at any moment, and declare it a complete victory for Biden. Where did Trump go? He was just here.
Well done. Please let that be the way the debate goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be watching. Stay tuned. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, subscribe. See ya.